Okay, so here I am picking back up. Now I'm on 95 South, but I got a phone call, so I couldn't continue recording through it. So as you can see, traffic's pretty funky. I'm just passing through an area called Newington. It's like an industrial kind of area. I'm coming up on Lorton, so Lorton will be the next exit. And it's gonna stay pretty congested like this. And believe it or not, traffic is really not that bad today considering how it is on most days. So if you don't like traffic, you definitely shouldn't come to Northern Virginia. And for that matter, I don't like traffic, and I just can't seem to get out of Northern Virginia right now due to, you know, circumstances, family, and so on. But life could be worse. I hear traffic's pretty bad on like every major road in Hawaii. I've driven out in California and Los Angeles, and somehow I just don't think it's as bad. Here we have a lot of different license plates in our area. We have, of course, the DC metro area. That's Northern Virginia, DC, and Maryland, the areas around the Beltway. And for some reason, Maryland drivers do not want to stay out of Virginia. And unfortunately, in my opinion, Maryland drivers happen to be among the very worst in this area. Factor that in with all of the jobs and all the military we have, and you've got tags from Florida. Wow, look at that plane. He's flying really low. I don't know what that's about. I don't see that very often. Not that low. Maybe that's someone's plane. Anyway, jeez. Sorry, that startled me a little bit. But, let's see, what was I saying? Traffic. Yeah, this has got to be one of the worst places for traffic. I know it is because I've seen the list. It's always in the top 10. I believe it's in the top 5, if not in the top 1, 2, or 3. Well, I guess number 1 would be the top. Anyway, I'm driving now, like I said, on 95 South, and I'm coming up on, shortly, I'll be at the Woodbridge exit. It's actually right south of Lorton. Maybe, I don't know, 10 or 15, 30 minutes, depending on how well traffic's flowing. If you can see it up ahead, everything is stopped. And it's gonna take a while to get through here. So that green sign you see is the Lorton exit sign. You may have heard of Lorton from the prison that used to be in Lorton, but it's no longer a prison. It's turned into some like work art house place or something. I don't know. They do different things there, but it's not a prison. And those lanes you see right there to the left where the green arrows are, those are the express lanes I was telling you about. I don't know how much those people are paying, but the way the cost of the express lanes works is that the more traffic there is on the regular 95, which is here, where you see all the traffic, the more expensive it gets over there. And I guess they use the theory that, you know, the more they charge, the less traffic there's going to be over there because fewer people will want to take the express lanes. So whoever's in the express lanes will have a faster commute than those of us not in the express lanes. I happen to be one of the people that refuses at all costs to pay for the express lanes. I've lived in Northern Virginia my entire life. I've paid taxes ever since I was old enough to work here. And that's been a long time because without revealing my actual age, I will share with you that I'm in my 40s. I've paid a lot of taxes, and I refuse to pay an additional toll on top of these roads that I know on some level or another I have helped to fund. So, all right, I'm trying to keep it interesting. I know I'm not that interesting on my commute home. All I really have is stuff to complain about with my drive, except for today, it just doesn't seem as bad as it normally is. so I'm not really too fussy, but I also know I'm not really that interesting right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause and catch up with you in a few. Okay, so I've gotten past Lorton, and now I'm just kind of sitting in the traffic that I have to sit in so I can get to my exit, which is the next one, Route 1 South. See the green sign up there to the left over the express lanes that I showed you. You can see the one, and that's where I'm headed. That's because traffic gets totally hosed up just past that exit. Everything comes to a standstill, and it's just chaos trying to get through there. We have 4 lanes that merge into 3. The right lane totally ends. Well, the right lane turns into an exit lane, and then the people going straight have to merge into the left lane. It's just a big cluster F. So I'd rather not sit in it, and I'll take Route 1 to get around. And normally Route 1 is pretty backed up too. If you're wondering where I am, maybe you're not from this area, or you're not familiar with the DC metro area or Northern Virginia, which is, by the way, very different from the rest of Virginia. Nothing here flows at all because we have so many people from so many different areas. Nobody drives the same. Like I said, especially the Maryland drivers. Maryland drivers in Virginia, for some reason, whether they're from DC metro area or not, they just kind of don't blend well here. Again, that's just my opinion, but a lot of people agree with me. I'm sure a lot don't, so that's fine too. So coming up on Route 1, we're in Prince William County, Virginia. If you're interested to know about it, you can Google Prince William County. The demographics, the cost of living is all kind of interesting. It's pretty scattered across the ranges. It's just, you know, look at these highways though. There's no beautification going on here. In other states, pretty much anywhere else, even in other parts of Virginia, there's beautification efforts that go on. But look at this, it's just a nasty mess. You see skid marks and trash, debris from cars left over from accidents. There's just nothing that's really the same. It's just a mess. All of our guardrails are banged up from accidents all the time, which just speaks to the fact that it's rough driving here. All right, so you see the stop and go we're doing right now. This is what I do every single time I come or go to or from work. I live in Woodbridge. I work in Tyson's Corner, also known as Vienna, Virginia. It's called Tyson's Corner because there's the Tyson's Corner Mall, there's Tyson's Corner 1 and Tyson's Corner 2. And it is also very, very, very busy and crowded there. I think what's happening, our area just can't handle the influx of people. Oh, and we're getting Amazon in Crystal City. I'm sure you've heard about that. In Crystal City, though, they're going to rename the area, the city or town, from Crystal City to call it something else once Amazon arrives. Here you can see the cost of the express lanes. So we're at Route 1 South. Route 123 is the very next exit. So to drive like less than half a mile, it would cost you $1.50 if you want to get on those express lanes. I'm going to go ahead and pause again until we get up to my exit because my hand is getting a little bit sore holding the camera. Well, maybe I won't since we're moving again. But just look at how dirty and nasty it all is. We look at a hill with rocks and trash and dead trees. For as much as we pay in taxes and everything else here, there's really no reason it should be so dismal. You know, if you have to be miserable living in a place with too much traffic and too many accidents and a high cost of living, you should get some return on your investment that benefits you, the driver. And you can see now we're getting off at the exit I talked about, Route 1 South. And I told you how everything hoses up here and comes to a standstill. Those cars are remaining straight on 95 South toward Occoquan and Lake Ridge. We are now officially in Prince William, well, no, we're not. After we cross over this bridge, we'll be in Prince William County. And this next area we're about to drive through on Route 1 is kind of interesting. Not really. If you wind up getting into an accident here, the odds of the driver that you collide with, the odds of them being insured, I don't know what the odds are, but I know the last time I was rear-ended here, it wound up being a hit and run after I called the police, and the driver got angry at me and accused me of assuming she was illegal, which I'm guessing she was, since she accused me of thinking that. She was also intoxicated. She got in her car and took off after we pulled over to a parking lot. The population of this area that we're about to go through, there's a lot of Hispanic population here. A majority of those tend to be, from what I've observed and people I've talked to, from El Salvador. You know, not necessarily bad or good. It is what it is, but it's always kind of interesting. Now I'm stuck here in the middle of the intersection because these drivers just love to hose up everything. There's no flow, like I said. Idiot drivers. Here we are. So technically right now we're still in Fairfax County, and that's until we cross over that bridge right up there. And like I spoke about lack of beautification, you can see it still. It's pretty non-existent here. So anyway, I just wanted to give you another taste a few years after my last recording. Things haven't really changed here. Gotten a little bit worse. Today just happens to be a lighter traffic day, if you can believe that. We're crossing now over what's called the Occoquan Bridge. That's a marina down there. And you can see the water. That's the Potomac River. Also kind of a nasty river. We wouldn't, not only do I not fish as a general thing, I just don't enjoy it, but I wouldn't eat anything that I caught from there, even if I did fish, just because of the pollution. And across the way you can see that's 95, and it's still pretty slow. So thanks for watching if you made it this far. Sorry if it wasn't too terribly interesting, but that's a day in the life of part of my commute home. Fun stuff. Have a great rest of your day, okay? Take care. Bye.